finally got it together. Thank you, David, anyway. Lindsay L on Radio 2 and Right on Time. So then, on the way after the news, which is On the Way with Tom Harrigan, we are going to do a 3 o'clock rock. 3 people choosing 3 songs each. Tim, Becky and Chris. The songs are good. They're very good. They're on the way. This is Radio 2 on the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 3 o'clock. This is Tom Harrigan. In a break with tradition, the Queen will officially appoint the new Prime Minister at Balmoral, where she's been taking her summer break. She'll meet Boris Johnson before either Liz Truss or Rishi Sunak next Tuesday in Aberdeenshire. During her 70-year reign, the Queen has made all such previous appointments at Buckingham Palace. Our royal correspondent Nicholas Witchell has more on what's behind the decision.
It's all to do with the Queen's health. Buckingham Palace says very little on that subject. They merely cite the episodic mobility issues, that phrase that we've become rather familiar with. They want certainty in terms of the diaries of the Prime Ministers. They want certainty in terms of the arrangements.
Preparations are being made for the funeral of the Soviet Union's final leader, Mikhail Gorbachev, who's died at the age of 91. He helped bring the Cold War to a peaceful end, and his reforms triggered the collapse of the USSR. Our World Affairs editor, John Simpson, interviewed Mr. Gorbachev a number of times.
Once, when I saw him, he told me how his grandfather had told him stories about being tortured by the equivalent of the KGB under Stalin. And I think that does seem to have had quite a big effect on him. He was determined to stop all that kind of stuff. He didn't like the monolithic structure of a Soviet Union, which stopped people doing what they wanted. I don't think he knew really what he was doing in stopping it. He just started to pull the bricks out one by one, and not very long afterwards it all collapsed.
Russia has blamed Western sanctions for its decision to shut down a major gas pipeline to Europe. Moscow says there's been damage to the Nord Stream 1 infrastructure, claiming it needs repair work until Saturday. But European countries are sceptical, accusing Russia of deliberately trying to push up energy prices. The head of the UN's nuclear watchdog, who's on his way to inspect the Russian-occupied Zaporizhzhia power plant in Ukraine, says his aim is to spend a few days stabilising the situation there. Rafael Grossi wants a permanent monitoring mission at the facility. The world's largest offshore wind farm has become fully operational off the coast of Yorkshire. Hornsea 2 is made up of 165 turbines and can generate enough power for more than 1 million homes. The project took 5 years to come on stream, with even larger wind farms under construction nearby. Patrick Harness is Hornsea 2's programme director.
This is fantastic news for the British consumer, for everybody in the UK. A single turn of these enormous turbines will produce enough power to power a home for a day, or to drive an electric car for something like 75 miles.
The South African actress Shalby Dean has died at the age of 32. She starred in the movie Triangle of Sadness, which won the top prize at this year's Cannes Film Festival. Representatives say she died in hospital in New York from a sudden illness. BBC News, it's 3 minutes past 3.
OJ Forge.
Oh, will you look at the time?
1, 2, 3 o'clock.
3!
3 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
So a final 3 o'clock rock before the oldies return with Steve tomorrow. 3 callers selecting 3 songs each, making 9. 3 songs that rock their world. They don't have to just be rock songs. And we start with Tim. Tim, how are you, buddy?
I'm very well, thank you, OJ. Great to talk to you.
Well, great to talk to you. Where do we find you today, Tim?
I'm at home in Colchester doing a little bit of an admin day. I've got a busy week next week, but catching up on some admin before the rush starts.
Yeah, well, how do you find an admin day, especially when, I would guess, where you are, you look out the window, you see blue skies?
Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit of a stretch to not to just sort of go out and just go for a nice walk or something like that. But the line that I work in means that an admin day is usually research, so I'm just reading about it and I'm getting myself prepared to talk about what I'm going to do. And given the fact that I teach people how to taste wine, it's not exactly an onerous task.
No. So are you reading tasting notes right now? Is that what it is? This one smells of blackberries. It's got a sense of gooseberry about it.
Sometimes